Alex Volkanovski breaks down Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. And guess who weighed in? Former featherweight champ Alex Volkanovski. Volk didn't waste time sugarcoating it. He called the matchup a tricky one because Chandler is a madman in the cage. Explosive, aggressive, relentless. But Volkanovski also gave credit to Paddy for evolving, especially in his recent fight against Bobby Green. Now here's the twist. This fight's going 5 rounds. And that, according to Volkanovski, is where Paddy might actually have the edge. If he can weather the early chaos and drag Chandler into deep water, the later rounds could open doors for submissions or control. Volk still sees this as a huge challenge for Pimblett. Chandler's pressure, wrestling, and explosiveness could easily overwhelm Paddy in the first 15 minutes. And when it comes to grappling early, Volkanovski isn't sure Pimblett can hang.
It's good, it's going to be fun. Yeah, Chandler and Pimblett. Interesting one, man. Like it's a hard one to pick. Hard one to pick because Chandler is so dangerous, explosive, right? You know he's going to come guns blazing. You know, can Paddy Pimblett fight that rough? But I think that in them later rounds, Paddy Pimblett can maybe, because he showed against Green, he showed a lot more composure and strategy, which I thought was great, which he will need. So it's a tricky one because who's the favourite in this one? I think I've seen that. Paddy Pimblett was the favourite, maybe?
Yeah, I think Paddy might be the favourite.
Yeah, something like that. So it's a tricky one. I think this is a tough matchup for Paddy Pimblett, though. Having someone so aggressive, explosive, his grappling is going to be hard to I can't see him out grappling Chandler early. Later on, maybe getting positions and maybe look for submissions and stuff like that.
Who do you think will win, Pimblett or Chandler? More on Volk. He also weighed in on his upcoming title fight against Diego Lopez.
Long camp, but it was good. Been in really good nick. These last couple of weeks, I can't get complacent. I need to still stay sharp, if not sharper. So just try and stay on top of it all, do everything right, and finish a great camp. He is a new school, right? He's very dangerous, exciting, which has got him this opportunity. Still good, as I said, dangerous, but if there's a fighter that can capitalise on that sort of style, use their experience, wisdom, fight IQ, and really make someone that's aggressive pay, I'm the man to do it. So, that's what I plan on doing. I think, he's going to be aggressive. It's going to be a fun fight for everyone. But I think that opens a lot of doors for me. So I'm looking to really, really show everyone that I'm back. That this comeback's going to be real. Could be one of the biggest comebacks you ever see. Coming off 2 big losses. A lot of people think I'm done. They have every right to think that. Everyone knows I love this position. I love proving people wrong. People are doubting me. I know a lot of people are still supporting me. But I've got something to prove. I wanted to prove it to myself, but I've already proved it to myself in the gym. I know I'm ready. I know I'm that guy that can go out there and show the world. Now I just need to show you guys.
Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo think Khabib is behind Islam avoiding Ilia Topuria. Is Khabib Nurmagomedov the real reason Islam Makhachev isn't fighting Ilia Topuria? According to Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo, yes. On their joint podcast, the 2 former champs gave their take on why one of the biggest potential fights at lightweight still hasn't been booked. And things got interesting real quick. Usman started by acknowledging what a lot of fans already suspect the UFC is trying to make the fight, especially since Ilia gave up his featherweight title after being promised a lightweight title shot. But Usman added that Islam may have his own reasons for holding off. While he didn't go deep into what those are, he hinted that Makhachev isn't totally sold on the idea. Instead, they believe Islam's team, especially Khabib, sees Justin Gaethje as a more logical and familiar next opponent. Someone they prepared for, not a wild card like Topuria, who brings danger from all angles and hasn't yet been figured out in the cage.
It's a fantastic fight. Islam has his reasons of why that fight is not taking place. But yeah, I don't think it's up. I think the UFC is trying to make that fight, and I do believe Ilia Topuria saying that, yeah, they promised him that title shot. That's why he vacated the belt. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, Henry.
Well, pull up my quote. You want to read my quote, Kamaru Usman? You tell me if am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I don't think it's Islam's choice. Khabib will step in and say no to Topuria for that reason. My guess is Islam versus Justin Gaethje.
Can I give you my explanation on why, and then you can
Yeah,
can apply?
Go ahead.
King Kamaruddin. The simple fact that when you have to understand that Khabib is playing his dad's role now.
So while fans are screaming for Islam versus Ilia behind the scenes, it might be all about control, timing, and risk management. For now, the lightweight title picture is still unclear. Well, here's the big question. Who should Islam fight next? Gaethje? Topuria? Oliveira again? Drop your thoughts below. Luke Thomas reacts to O'Malley claiming he'll be 70% better in the Merab rematch. Now let's talk about the bantamweight division, and specifically Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili 2. Sean Sugar recently said he'll be 70% better in the rematch now that he's fully healed from an injury that impacted his camp and his first fight performance. But fight analyst Luke Thomas isn't fully buying it. And unless Sean can drastically change the quarters approach, Thomas doesn't see a massive difference in the outcome. The more interesting part, though, O'Malley admitted on his podcast that if he loses again, he'd be okay with it. That caught a lot of fans off guard. So many fans are doubting his commitment to win this rematch. Thomas called that out, saying it may signal a shift in O'Malley's hunger.
I suspect it will be better. I don't know exactly how much better it's going to be. Like, I can absolutely see a scenario where it's better at the margins, but, you know, effectively what happened in the first fight was more or less repeated. Like, that's something we could see too, where it's like, okay, cleaned up, you know, something around this scenario. I mean, just think about realistically, like, what do you have to work on if you're Sean? And the tactical answer is many things, but the big picture is you have to stop the takedown, you have to create separation, and you have to hurt him. Like, everyone does this game with Merab where they just try and neutralize him, and that does nothing because he's got an endless gas tank to just keep trying, and he does. He gets stronger as time goes on, not weaker, unless you can actually hurt him. You have to legitimately hurt the guy. So easier said than done, and how you do that is really the answer. So I could see some improvements on that. And again, I don't think it's out of the question by any stretch of the imagination that he could win.
Either way, the rematch is coming. Let us know if you think Sean stands a chance against Merab in this rematch. DC on Conor running for president.
Because the Conor McGregor of 15 and 17 and 16, the one that went 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather, that Conor McGregor was in a rush to greatness. And if that's gone, it's over. That's a wrap, man. But to be a politician, he wants to be a politician. I think people in Ireland don't even like him, Jill. Like, everybody I speak to are like, they can't stand this dude. But I guess he feels like he has enough support to.
Would you vote Conor for Irish president? Belal Muhammad versus Ilia Topuria. These two have never even been booked to fight, but the disrespect is flying from both sides. It started when Topuria boldly claimed he would finish Islam Makhachev if they ever fought. That didn't sit well with Belal, who's tight with Islam and trains with him regularly. Belal fired back, saying Topuria was getting ahead of himself and would get smashed if he ever stepped into the lightweight waters. And then things really escalated when Ilia took a shot at Khabib Nurmagomedov, saying he believed he could have beaten him if they were in the same era. That was a final straw for Belal, who immediately clapped back, calling Ilia delusional and accusing him of disrespecting legends who paved the way for fighters like him. And it hasn't stopped. Anytime Ilia's name comes up, Belal goes out his way to downplay his success. He keeps repeating that Ilia hasn't faced elite wrestlers, and that once he does, especially at lightweight, the hype train's going to derail fast. Then, in a wild twist, Belal even challenged Ilia to a street fight, and Ilia didn't let it slide. During a live Instagram Q&A with Georgian fans, Topuria responded with his usual cool confidence. Ball challenged me to a street fight. When you're a professional fighter and another pro fighter is challenging you to a street fight, you already know their level of intelligence is very low. With Topuria now making his way to lightweight, this feud could actually become a reality. But do you think Ilia is just overeating himself? Let us know down in the comments. Which fight are you most excited for? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for daily MMA news.